All right, friends, let's talk about how you can get unstuck, how you can stop procrastinating on your dreams, and how you can actually finish before starting. I know that sounds a little strange, but this is a simple tip and approach and strategy that has helped me tremendously kind of dial down my multitasking ways. I would like you to have a pen and a piece of paper handy. And what I would like you to do, we'll just start right out with this exercise because it is going to help you understand the importance of focus and finishing a project before you start a new one. And that's what I mean by finish before starting. So right now on that piece of paper, just write down your name, your first name and your last name. Okay. And then underneath that, write your phone number. All right, nice and simple, right? You just wrote out your first name and last name and your phone number. It's easy for you to do. You can probably do it without paying attention. And now I want you to do the same exact thing. You're going to write on another line your name and your phone number, but you're going to jump between those two. So you're going to put the first letter of your first name, and then underneath that, put the first number of your phone number. Then go back up and write the second letter of your first name and then the second letter of your phone number. So my name, Peggy Hall, I'm going to put P and then under that 9 and then E and then under that 4, and I'm going to write that out. Okay, go to it. Well, if you are doing this exercise the way I'm suggesting it, it's likely that you are feeling very frustrated, that you have to think more carefully. It's taking you more time, and you might feel agitated, irritated, and it's just not as simple and easy and effective to do it as you're jumping between the projects. That to me is worth a thousand words doing that exercise, because I am the kind of person, and maybe you are the same way, that loves to jump between different projects. I usually have a lot of activities that I'm juggling, and you probably are as well. And I'm thinking in terms now of like desk work, where I'm preparing my notes for a video, and then my eye is caught by another video that I want to watch, and then I'm answering an email, and then I've got a text coming in, and then the phone rings, and then my dog wants to go out for a walk. And so there are constant interruptions throughout my day. Some of these I don't have control over, like my dog needing to go for a walk, although I can probably schedule that into my day as well. But I'm talking about these activities where I intentionally interrupt myself to work on a different project. Now, the reason I have found out that I like to do this is because I like that little hit of adrenaline, that excitement of starting something new. So perhaps you are like me. And when I'm checking my email, it's like, oh, what else is coming up? And is there an answer to the text that I sent? And so the social media actually is designed to keep us hooked and really addicted to that little hit of adrenaline. That's why the likes on videos and the shares and the number of views and all of those little bells and whistles, believe it or not, were designed by those who create gambling. I don't know what they're called, gambling programs. I don't gamble at all, but people get addicted to that because of the thrill of winning, and not just winning, but the music, the sounds, the little icons and tags and whatever they win in these programs. So social media was designed in the same way. That's just one way that I find that I interrupt myself from finishing one project before starting the next. So I have adapted, and I'm not 100% good at it, but I am working on it. And I wanted to share this with you in hopes that it will be helpful as well, that when I am faced with doing the very next thing, like what do I need to do next to move this project forward? That's when that old, shiny object syndrome can kick in for me. And I want to start a new project. I want to make notes for a new video. Maybe I want to go back and read some of your comments on a previous video. And I'm distracting my own self from moving ahead on projects that are important to me. So when I'm faced with that, what do I do next? Or I can see that there are competing activities that I need to follow up on and tasks that I need to do. I now will consciously decide and I will tend toward finishing before starting something new. In other words, what is the very next task, the very next step, the very next action that I can take on this project to move it another step forward rather than starting something new or distracting my own self with these other projects. This is where I am developing self-discipline, self-control, and then also self-encouragement, because I found that I was really relying on a false sense of energy in terms of that little hit of excitement of starting something new. Oh, I've got a new video idea and let me research that. And I'm going to watch this other video to get more ideas. And before you know it, the day has kind of spiraled out of control. And I didn't really move the ball down the line, so to speak, on the project that I really wanted to focus on. So it's a shift in my outlook. And I simply will remind myself to finish before starting. Now, here's what happens to me, and maybe this happens to you as well. I find that at the beginning of the project, I have more energy and more excitement because it's something new. And perhaps that's just my nature. In fact, I know it is, that I am motivated by new things, new projects, which is why I believe I'm able to deliver and create the level of content that I do. I mean, I create videos every day and I absolutely love it. I love to be busy. I love to be productive. I love to help you. I love to learn. I love to contribute. So all of that lines up with my gifts and skills and talents and desires. But I have found that sometimes in the middle of a project, I hit a lull. It's a little bit like the doldrums. I find that there are some tasks and activities that just aren't quite as exciting and thrilling as some of the others. And when I hit that, that's when I start to sort of drift away from that project at hand. And I normally would tend toward starting something new. But that can leave me feeling a little overwhelmed because I've got several projects that are left undone. And that can create an undercurrent of just being unsettled, of being overwhelmed, of being pulled in different directions, of not having enough hours in the day. And I don't like feeling that way. It kind of reminds me back in the old days of being in college where I would, basically put things off until the last minute and then power my way through. And that really doesn't serve me well. Now, if you find that you're in that position as well, where you are procrastinating on some of your dreams, I want to help you because I have a webinar coming up, a live webinar where we are going to talk about how to stop procrastinating now. And I have identified 5 key areas that most people fall into when it comes to procrastinating on the little things and the big things. It could be something as simple as procrastinating on getting something fixed in your home. There might be something that's broken, and every time you go to use it, you sigh like, oh, I got to get this fixed. That is an energy drain, my friends, that doesn't serve you well. So we'll talk about, getting a handle on those sort of minor irritations in life, and then also how to stop procrastinating on the bigger projects that really are important to you. So there are 5 main categories that most people fall into, and I want to help you with specific tips and tools and techniques and resources and remedies and strategies and solutions so that you can actually move forward on those dreams. Let me take you right on over before I finish the video, and I want to show you where you can sign up for that. So this is going to be over at thehealthyamerican.org. And then when you go there, you click on products and classes right here, and you'll see right up there, it says 5 ways to stop procrastinating now. And when you click on that, it will take you where you can sign up. And there is a nominal fee here that helps to support the work that I do. So I'm able to continue to bring you these videos on a daily basis. And I want you to get value out of this. So we are going to work on unlocking your potential, breaking free from the procrastination cycle. And if you cannot join me live on this, I'm calling it a mini mastermind workshop, it is going to be recorded for you. But I would love to have you join me live. Right now, as I'm recording this video, it's December 11th, and the program is on December 13th. And that's going to be at, oh my gosh, I think it is at 5 p.m. Pacific. Let me double check that, friends, for you. And that is, anyhow, you'll see it. And Wednesday, December 13th, yes, I'm sorry, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. And I will have this recorded for you as well. And we are going to dig into your questions. You'll be able to participate in the chat. You're not going to be shown live on screen, only me. So you don't need to worry about being presentable for this webinar, but you will be able to ask questions in real time. And I want to help you with whatever it is you're struggling with. This is something that I'm somewhat of an expert on. I have turned the tables on procrastination, and I have found a way to make procrastination actually productive for me. And I want to share all of those tips and tools and techniques and resources and remedies with you. So here's just the quick tip is finish before starting. When you are looking at competing demands for a project or different projects, consider completing one project before moving on the next. Let me give you a real life scenario here. Some years ago, it was over 10 years ago, I actually had injured my finger, and I had my left hand completely wrapped up, and I had to keep my hand lifted. So I was unable to type easily on the computer, and I was pecking away with one finger. At that time, I was putting together one of my health and wellness retreats. And you may not realize, but before I came up with the Healthy American, focus on healthy, I was running my Living Swell business where I ran different in-person health retreats. We worked on well-being and fitness and weight loss and just overall elevating your lifestyle so that you would have enough energy and mental focus to live the life of your dreams. So I wanted to put together the information for people to sign up to join me on this retreat. And I had been procrastinating on putting together the page on the website. Actually, it was basically putting together several pages on the website where you could sign up, and there were a lot of moving parts. And I was coming up on a deadline, and I created those pages on the website with one finger hunting and pecking on the computer keyboard. And there were so many times when I wanted to give up and just work on something else, but I had this deadline. And that was when the light bulb went off in my mind. And I thought, I am not going to work on anything else until I finish this project. Once I finish it, it's free reign. I can watch the other videos. I can go on social media. I can do whatever it is that that I'm dying to do right now instead of this project. But I am going to finish before starting anything new. And I'm telling you, friends, this actually was like a safety net. I sighed a breath of relief because I felt like, I know what I'm working on. I'm working on this project only. I'm going to tap it out letter by letter on the keyboard. And because I actually had to work more slowly than I normally did, I was working at a pace that was more relaxing. It was less stressful. And I remembered saying to myself, I'm just going to finish when I finish. I can't force myself to go quickly like I used to do when I would try to, outrun a deadline. Maybe you can relate to that as well. And I relaxed into the project. I told myself that I'm going to finish this before starting anything else. And the most amazing thing happened. I actually finished that project in less time than I anticipated it would take me. There's a little sneak peek of one of the 5 ways that we get trapped in procrastination. We think it's going to take more time than it really is. And I want to help you with some tips around that as well. There are several ways that we procrastinate, and that is a huge one. And putting the project off does not help us in gaining more time. And thinking that there's going to be a magic stretch of time without any interruptions when we can sit down and power through, that's not really that realistic either. So I've got some workarounds on that have helped me, and I want to help you. I would say that getting a handle on dialing down the procrastination is probably the most powerful tool that you can apply in your life. Because think about it. Everything that we want to, well, maybe that's an overarching statement. Most of the things that we want to experience in our life are still out ahead of us. There are projects that we want to get involved in. Maybe there's something that you want to do in personal development. Maybe you want to heal some relationships. Maybe you are planning on changing your job or even moving. Most of our life is actually, I would say all of our life is in the future. We can have our foundation of where we are and what we've done and what we've created. But when we think about moving ahead on our dreams, I like how my husband says that we need to step out in faith. We need to step forward in faith. And I want to help you with that wherewithal, feeling confident and empowered with some actual how-tos. We're not just going to be talking about, positive thinking and manifestation. And that is not what this is about. These are specific tips. They're practical. They're doable. You can start applying them right away. And I would love to have you join me in my class, How to Stop Procrastinating Now. I will have a link for you in the description box below. If you can't make it live, it will be recorded for you. And in the meantime, if you have questions and struggles, I would love for you to email support@thehealthyamerican.org or just leave your comment below and let me know what it is that you're struggling with in your life. Where are you feeling stuck? And do you have an inkling as to why you might not be able to finish what it is you're working on and perhaps distract yourself with starting something new? Let me know what you think about this concept, finish before starting. Have you done it? Are you interested in doing it? And also let me know what you think about that exercise we did at the beginning, writing out your name and phone number where you're focusing and finishing one task before going on to the next or jumping in between the two. That was an eye-opener for me. I always think about that. And I will tell you, friends, I am not 100% perfect at this. I am still working on it, working at it. And I have encouraged myself when I am able to focus. And let me give you one more bonus tip as well. One way that I'm able to focus is I use a timer, and I usually set my timer for 25 minutes. And I can focus and buckle down for 25 minutes. And then when the timer goes off, I give myself 5 or 10 minutes to get up, to stretch, to rest my eyes, to gaze in the distance, to play with the animals, to get a drink of water or something. 25 minutes of focused work can yield great results, especially if you are the type of person like me that was bouncing back and forth, between the different projects. So that 25 minutes of focused attention. And then I'm like, whew, okay, now that I've done that, I'll give myself a little break and I will set the timer again for my next 25 minutes of focused attention. So there's another little freebie. My goal is to help you overcome some of the challenges that I've had in getting things done. I know that you have gifts to share. I know that God has blessed you with talents and skills that you are just ready to share with the world. And I want to be there. I want to encourage you. I want to be by your side, and I want to celebrate with you when you accomplish those. So I look forward to seeing you not only in the very next video, but in that private webinar. And please let other people know about it. You can share the link, and I look forward to seeing you then.